Well, hello, here we are. Something tells me this might be a quiet one. Hello, Kat. Kat is with us. This is good. And I'm coughing away as always, but it is new moon. New moon is just about upon us at this moment. And hi to you if you are watching the upload. By the way, always great to have you with us. And the way the energies work, you are really always with us. That's a fact. 4 people on board already. Wow, it's building up. This is good. Maybe it's going to be a busy one. You just never know. You just never know. But let's start off with the Moonology card. And this is for everyone. Everyone who's watching, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the upload. I might even have some good advice for people who aren't watching this happens. Hello, Daisy D. I'm doing good, thanks. How are you doing, Daisy? Good, I hope. Right. Okay. Let's fetch one out then. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. Well, it's not a cardinal moon, it's a new moon, but this is the Moonology card that I've brought out. Can you see that? Be bold and make the first move. It's kind of fuzzy, but it's all there. It's all there. So, Cat. Oh, hello, Tinks. Come on, say hello then. Hey, look, it's Tinky Winky. Tinkerbell says hello and doesn't really want to look at the camera, but I don't think she's quite got the hang of this camera thing yet. There she is, though. She's such a good cat. So, new moon in Virgo coming up tomorrow, late tomorrow in the States and Canada. It's actually in the early hours, very early hours of Tuesday morning here in UK. But we're coming towards it anyway, and it's going to be one hell of a Labour Day, actually. I was looking at the astrology earlier, and the astrology is really, really positive for tomorrow. And there's a romantic edge to it as well tomorrow. So, good time for a date. Quite a good time even for a first date. Who can say, eh? Hey, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. And I'm glad you're doing good, Daisy. This is good news. She is super cute, isn't she? What she'll do is dig her claws in me for a while, and then she probably got to sleep on the bed, won't you? Because that's what she does. But this is the amazing Tinkerbell. Marcy usually runs and joins us, actually, but I've wormed them again today. And at least Tinkerbell's still speaking to me, but Marcy she really gets the hump. She really doesn't want to talk to me after having been wormed. I don't think either of them like it, but Tinkerbell seems to just accept that it's a fact of life and get on with it. And goodness knows, so much goes on in life that we've just got to accept it's a fact of life and keep going. So here is the example of how to do that. It's Tinkerbell. Hey, Danny P. Thanks for joining us. Great stuff. Great stuff. Okay, so missing my shelves here, but this wall seriously needs something doing to it. It's just a bit too bright and glary. I've been trying to sort the lights out, so I don't look like a ghost or something. And I'm totally distracted by my cat, but that's what I've been doing to the walls. So when the paint dries, all will be revealed and all will be okay as well. I'm sure it will. Hello, Cat Mama. Look, you got a fan. Look, see on there? She's looking at it now. Yeah. There you go. Tinkerbell is here. Hello, Gartha as well. Nice to have Gartha with us. Well, the gang is building up. This is good news. Hello, Sade. Nice to have you here too. And Holly Deshane is on board. Hey to you. Right. So, I don't really want to look at that, actually, but, they like to show you that, don't they, for some reason, so you can tell where they've been or what they've been eating or something, which is they always eat the most disgusting things, don't they, but never mind. They're a thing all of their own. I'm doing pretty good, Gartha. I hope you're doing good too, my friend. I really do. Sandy S., hello. Happy day. Yeah, it's a good day today in lots of ways, actually. It's been really nice and sunny here in UK, in the land of Merlin, where I'm blessed to live. And I've been trying to cut a big branch off a tree that's like hanging over the house. And I just cut my hands to bits, really, using this rope saw thing. And the rope just cut into me in a big way. But yeah, Linda Bishop is here and mentions Labour Day. And yes, it is Labour Day tomorrow. So it is pre-Labour Day. And so that's looking good. We actually had what we in our British way, call a bank holiday last Monday, which we have at the end of August, or, you know, right at the beginning of September or something. But it's called August Bank Holiday, and it's the last bank holiday of the season. And so it means everyone's kind of back to work, and then the weather gets cold. But then we have Christmas, and you guys have Thanksgiving as well. So I guess we should be thankful for that. Hey has a neighbor who has a... Well, I'm trying to put cat information on the screen. Leave me alone. She's on the mouse now. Right. Hey's neighbor has a white newborn cat she's trying to get rid of. Oh, if it wasn't so far away, I'd say she could come here. Never mind. If only she could give it through the phone screen. Yeah, that would be... I can't get enough cats. Can't get enough cats. I am a cat gentleman. It's what I do. Hello, Aura A. Hi, glad you're here. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's a cat rewarding me. Yeah, it most definitely is. I know. Sharon Sype is on board too. This is good news. Hello, Sharon. And Elizabeth Hayes as well. Well, I'm glad peeps are here, and I'm glad peeps are chatting. This is good news. I'm slightly distracted, so it's even better news, actually. But I know Tinkerbell will go and fall asleep on the bed pretty soon, because that's what she's like. Look, I have got some root beer. And I've actually just been watching a thing about the soft drinks industry, so I probably shouldn't be pushing root beer. I'm not pushing it, I'm just drinking it because there's still some in the can. But I wouldn't have opened the can if I'd seen this soft drinks industry thing before. It's basically syrup and sugar, and it's unnatural, and if I tipped it on a car, it would strip the paint off, and, you know, crazy. So today I am a Sagittarius. Yeah. Sagittarius, that is my basic astrology. No, actually, no. I do have Pisces in my chart, but it's not even my rising sign, actually. I just like doing this kind of stuff, you know. Yeah, I can't remember what I've got rising, actually, but I know it's not Pisces. But Pisces is a big thing in my chart, most certainly. Yeah, I think it's the best kind of root beer. It's the only one that still tastes like it. So I did drink some actual real root beer in Canada in the 70s, and I didn't have any until fairly recently, and I found that Amazon was selling it. So I sort of psychically tuned in and chose this one because I got several on there, and wasn't disappointed at all, actually. And then I found stuff called root beer in a British supermarket, but it's just like not root beer. It's just really not. It doesn't even faintly taste of root beer. Virgo, Sun, Leo, Moon, Leo rising with Cat Mama. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, I can believe that, Cat Mama. You've got a real sort of outgoing personality, you know, really positive. And you see that, you see, you don't have to be a Pisces, because that with Cat Mama actually makes her a really sort of giving, quite compassionate, you know. She'll sort of give, you know. She's just, you know, you'd call those Pisces attributes, wouldn't you? But you know, it just doesn't have to be Pisces, basically. That's the bottom line. Yeah. Holy DeShane has sassafras trees all over. Yeah, smells just like root beer. Well, if only I could grow sassafras in the UK, I'd give it a try. Stop digging your claws in. Just digging her claws in now. No claws, all right? I'm going to put a no clause in our contract. Tinkerbell. But apparently, if you make your own root beer, you've got to be really careful because you can get some illness from it. I think it can even result in cancer. Although that might be, as Adrienne said a while ago, actually, that may just be, you know, the fizzy drinks industry really manipulating the FDA to make you think it's dangerous to actually do your own thing. Can you grow it indoors? I don't know, actually. I do not know. Now, look, Tinkerbell, look, Aura A wants a message from her spirit guides, please. So you've got to be really, like, you know, high a selfie and, like, go all mellow and tuned in, all right? Okay, just got to tell her what's going on here first. Okay. You off? Oh, she'll probably be back in about 10 seconds, but there we are. Right. Well, I feel that things are looking pretty good for you, Aura A. sort of try and tune in a bit more. Yeah, what I'm seeing is a lot of warmth around you, a lot of light around you, and it's as if I can see the sun smiling at you, you know? Like, you know, the sun can be a real burning thing and a really heavy thing and like too much, but I can see the sun just smiling warmly and gently on you at the moment, Aura. I don't know if that means you're actually going to sort of travel somewhere or anything like that, but I feel that's coming in, you know. I can feel it around you now, but I think it's coming in more and more strongly as time goes on. Now, there's something... It's not a thing, it's like a range of things. You've been sort of praying, you've been asking the angels to get you on a higher level, and they are responding to that. Okay, I feel they're responding quite slowly, and you may be a bit concerned that your prayers haven't been heard, but this is a big move. This is big stuff that's happening for you, so it's going to take time to really settle in and start happening. But there's that reminder there that circumstances are trying to smile at you, and someone's going to come into your life, basically, who's going to help with this, right? It's quite a youthful sort of energy, quite a young person, maybe around you already, but their sort of enthusiasm is going to come into your life and take off and actually take you in a new direction. Oh, I've got Tinkerbell again. I love Tinkerbell, but it's kind of hard to concentrate. It really is. She's cleaning herself now. But all right, think of the people around you, okay? Think about the people who helped you to get to... maybe not exactly where you are today, but people who've helped you along the way, you know, people who've come into your life and helped you when things have been difficult. Because even though I'm not saying that things are going to be difficult at all, quite the opposite. The more people you've got energetically around to help you, the further you can go. And there's a new project of some kind. And the gods would seem to be smiling on it. Yeah, they would seem to be smiling on it. So it looks very positive. Aura, eh? Hope that helps. Holy Deshane says the grandchildren are gone and you're still here. Yeah, you made it. I thought you would. I thought you would. Grandchildren are crazy, but they're not actually allowed to kill you. Although they often have a pretty good try. Right. What? Well, you got food and you got water and you knocked my crystals over and everything. You're okay. Right, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Sandy took a new job and is wondering if she should stay where she is or go full-time with the new job. Okay. And Aura, you're planning to move. Right, that kind of adds up. Well, my feeling is if you stay with the new job, it's going to bring you quite a bit more money than you would expect. I think you're probably aware that there is good money to be had in the new job. It looks very prosperous to me from what I'm seeing. The only thing is, right, have a plan, you know, have a concrete plan with the new job. If it's just kind of you're thinking it might be good, well, think some more. I'm not saying sort of don't do it, but like think some more because you're going to need a good plan. But it will bring you prosperity, actually. It looks pretty prosperous to me, and it will sort of bring things together in your life as well. You know, it'll just bring the influences of your life together. That's what I'm picking up there. But it sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. Really does. Okay. Now then. Hi, Diddy Kong, by the way. And hi, Sade. What does my spirit guide want to tell me about C? My grandma is my guide. Grandmothers make wonderful guides, right? And the first thing I want to say to you, Sade, is that you have certain psychic gifts passed on to you from your grandma. Really. Okay, they very often skip a generation, and that is the case with you. You know, your parents might have been much less that way inclined, but you've really got something there, actually, spiritually speaking. About C, feels like you're sort of halfway to nowhere, like as if you were stuck in a lift or something, as if it is going to move on, but not yet, and you may be wondering if it will ever move on. Because it just seems like it's not going to. It will move forward, okay? But there are some ego issues, all right? I feel this is not just C with the ego issues, it's you as well. And I'm not saying you're egotistical or you're wrong in any way, but the ego is the life force. You know, we need to have a healthy ego. Some spiritual teachers try and tell you to like just say you have no ego, get rid of that ego altogether. And that is really not the way, my friends. I'm sure of it, because a healthy ego is what's needed. And so that you and C kind of push each other's buttons a bit, ego wise. All right. So really just be careful, okay? Because you shouldn't change everything to make it work with someone else, and they shouldn't change everything to make it work with you. But it does look positive long term. It just needs plenty of time. Okay. Time is it's a good healer for one thing, and C does have some ego issues that go way back and that do need to be sorted out and that aren't healthy. But it's kind of, it's difficult at the moment, right? But you're coming into better times. You're coming into that whole thing flowing a lot more smoothly with C. Whatever that thing is, I don't know if this is a romantic relationship or what it is, but you know, it is going to be going more smoothly as you go forward. It really is. Right. So I hope that helps you today, and thanks so much for your question. Let's just see, we got more people. Diddy Kong is here. Martin is here too. Sabrina is here. Oh, Sabrina, you've lost your grandma and aunt recently. Right, I'll come to you very shortly, actually. Just going to do some quick hellos here. Erin Nugent is here. Sade says, thank you. Thank you, Sade. You're very welcome. Just keep on keeping on, because there's nothing negative about it. Just a few things need ironing out. Andrea Galvin, hello to you. Andrea is new here, so I'm sure you're getting a good warm welcome from all of us on the chat here. Certainly you are from me. Thanks ever so much for coming in. I hope you enjoy the show. Hit the subscribe button. Why not? Because there's more stuff coming all the time. I've got a new way of doing the 60-second tarot, which I'm going to attempt to keep up for the next kind of, well, for the foreseeable future, really. Hope Purdy is here. Truly gifted. Thank you very much. Well, you know, that's very nice of you to say, Hope. And, you know, great to have you here too. It really is. Okay. Erin Nugent sending big cosmic hug to us all, which we like. Okay, let's go with Sabrina at this point. Okay. Well, I feel that you're actually a very true believer in you know, the fact that when someone's body dies, they actually go on to the other side of life. I don't feel I need to emphasize that with you at all. And both those ladies, I can see several people around actually, but both those ladies are, you know, pleased that you're managing to move on. Okay, you must never sort of feel guilty for not getting into floods of tears every 2 minutes. I'm sure there were tears, but you must never feel guilty for getting over it. It's one of the stages of bereavement that a lot of people go through, where they kind of, you know, they're sort of ready to move on. They're starting to smile a bit and enjoy life again, but then they feel guilty. They feel they should just like be upset for the rest of time. And this has happened in my family, actually. My mum passed away in the 1980s. And my sister has really, you know, she just sort of feels that it's wrong to be happy after a thing like that had happened. And goodness me, it's coming up to 40 years ago now. And, you know, I'm sad that that's happened, really. But, you know, I don't spend my whole time thinking about it. And so, Sabrina, that is the first thing to say, really, from the other side to you, that, you know, it's good that you're quite philosophical about it. And you sort of send your thoughts out to them as if you were praying, you know, and that is such a positive thing as well, because they are receptive to it, you know, they're so receptive to it. Now then, you've really been hoping for something for quite a long time, going way back to before this time of bereavement came in, something you've hoped and hoped and hoped for. And I believe you're coming around to starting to think about those positive possibilities again, right? So really put as much positive thinking into that as you can, because I can see you getting something that you'd really like to have in your life. Is it? Something to do with the car. I don't think you're just asking for a car, but there's something to do with the car. Definitely. You're going to have much more mobility. You're going to be able to move around more. And I'm seeing a car as being involved with that. And you know that there is, as they sort of, you know, as they step back a little bit and I get ready to move on, they are sending love, you know, and I sometimes forget to mention that because it's just always the case, you know, but they are sending you love. And they will keep on sending you love for the rest of time, really. So, you know, maybe raise a glass to them. Don't raise a can of root beer to them because it's not good for you. But raise a glass. Raise a glass. That's what it's all about. Right. Okay. Yeah, I know she does, Holly. I know she does. Yeah, I've seen it in action. Andrea, right. Twig Brother, curious about your name. Right. Well, it's a name that I came up with jokingly for the channel a long time ago because there was a hit TV show in UK called Big Brother, and I just thought it was a sort of funny play on that. But I've had this spirit guide with me for a long, long time, and I didn't know his name. And as time went on, it came to me that his name is actually Twig Brother. He's a Native American guide, hence a name related to nature. So I was sort of... I was drawn to give the channel that name without realizing it. Spirit guides so often work like that, actually. You can never see exactly what they're up to if you try to look ahead, but you get a few miles down the spiritual road, as it were, and you look back and you think, oh, that's what it was all about, was it? So that was really kind of subtle how they came in and how that happened, Andrea. But yeah, thanks for your question. Okay. Right, let's do some scrolling. Hello, 50 Shades. Nice to see you, 50 Shades. I'm very well, thanks. And I hope you are too. 50 Shades of Purple against bullying. A good cause, actually. Nothing worse than bullying. And there is a great deal of it going on in the world. There really is, isn't there? I think we just had something of an arch bully for, well, not we, because I'm in UK, but I think you guys across the pond just had a bit of an arch bully for a president up until January this year. Not sure exactly what this new one's up to or where he's headed to yet, but I don't know. It just seems a slightly gentler energy, put it that way. Some would say that he's a little bit too gentle. In other words, that he's avoiding certain issues. Well, I don't know. I mean, that whole thing that happened in Afghanistan last week and is still happening and unfolding. Absolutely crazy. But I see the arms industry is quite heavily involved with that, to be honest. Not least because a great deal of stuff was left behind. Black Hawk helicopters and Humvees and things, and guns and ammunition, all paid for by the US taxpayer. And someone in the arms industry, I'm sure, has talked them into doing that, because the idea is the government can just buy more of them and spend more money on defence, which is what the arms industry always wants. The British arms industry is no better. I say this from bitter experience. Because government spending money on defence, you know, people expect them to spend it on defence, and a lot of people fall for the idea that that is absolutely the way it has to be. Hope Purdy's asking, anything good going on with this new moon? Yeah, lots and lots, actually. And you might like to check out my other channel, which is called For Astro Truth, all one word. I put a long video on there today explaining what's happening with this full moon. I'm afraid I can't remember a damn thing about it now, but it is very, very, very positive energy, actually. And the astrology all next week has got some really positive, really beneficial, happy alignments. Whatever star sign you are, whatever's in your birth chart, there's a lot of positivity next week. And Labor Day is just going to be brilliant, partly because it's Labor Day, but also because of that new moon, Hope. So yeah, great things going on with it. Absolutely great. And really, really strong positive energy, not just something hanging around that you've got to draw down to you. It's real positive energy, and it's happening for real. It is. Okay. Anyway, Martin, right, we're going to ask about many remote viewers have seen a nuke going off in September. Right, just to take. Excuse me. Oh. Right, more root beer, please. Well, I do some remote viewing myself, Martin. Now, I haven't myself seen that as a thing in September, but I believe it's imminent. I believe it's imminent. I don't believe it's going to destroy the whole world. I don't think it's one of the biggest nukes, put it that way. But as well as that, I am convinced actually that there is something going on, not just with the Ring of Fire, but all over the world. There are areas like that where there's a lot of volcanoes. The volcanoes are going to be getting super active. I would think over the next 12 months from what I'm seeing. But my remote viewing is more like sort of finding stuff in people's houses and that kind of thing. It's just the way I was trained, really. And you got to decide, how do you feel about the remote viewers? I mean, some of them are really, really good, excellent. Like, for example, a lot of you guys will know about a channel called Oracle of Whimsy, and she carries the Twig Brother seal of approval big time. She's really good at it. But, some people will sometimes say things just to make themselves sound big. Whimsy isn't like that at all. But you've got to decide which remote viewers you're going to believe. Now, several people have actually seen that happening. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's not going to happen, because I dare say they're seeing something important. But I'm sure the whole kind of world isn't going to blow up. I watch a lot of SHTF prepper videos because I just like to be prepared for stuff. And on a psychic level, I don't feel that we're going to have this big disaster that kind of knocks out all the communications and like armed gangs going around robbing food from people and stuff. I think it's worth being prepared, but I don't think there's going to be a cataclysm, anything, really, really devastating like that going on, Martin. But thanks for that question. Shame you can't see the screen. I don't know. This is it. Sometimes people are at work listening, and hi to you if you're at work, by the way. It's I do these like as late in the UK day as I can stay awake, really, but it's actually just coming up to 9:30 p.m. in UK. I did one on Friday. I do them on Fridays. I start at 11 p.m. UK, which is like 5 p.m. Central Time, and that's kind of great because it's the end of the day, but there are still people just finishing work and driving home and can't watch. Just one of those things because I'm across the pond. Crazy. But thanks for your question, Martin, and all the best, all the very best to you, my friend. And Lisa, alias Aaron Sun, says the arms industry is why there was an unnecessary 20-year war. Yeah. To think that being a perpetual war is normal is not normal. It's a mentality we Americans need to get past. Well, it's big of you to say that, Lisa, and I know what you mean. But, we've got very similar mindset in UK and actually all over Europe and actually all over the world, my friend. It's not just an American thing, honestly. If I go back to the First World War, 1914 to 1918, which the American forces helped us a lot, actually, in that. They came in and were really good allies, and in the Second World War as well. But the First World War particularly, right, I've made a video about this. Maybe I'll make another one, actually, because we got new people. But there's an amazing spirit guide called Red Cloud, and he wrote a book. Well, stuff was channeled from him and written into a book by a great British medium called Estelle Roberts way back in the 1930s. And Red Cloud was a spirit guide who, in 1907, our time, set off from the highest realms of the world of spirit with a band of friends and helpers. And it took them 7 years to weigh their vibration down enough to be close around the earth. But they did that to try and prevent the First World War from actually happening. And they were trying to change the minds of politicians right up to the last minute before World War One started, and they nearly succeeded. Right, World War One was going to be called off, but there was a British family at the time called the Haig family, and Marshal Haig was a top military officer, and they had put a hell of a lot of money into it, and the government and a lot of the rich people at the time in Britain had put a hell of a lot of money into raising all the armaments and everything they needed to have the First World War, and they refused to call it off. There could have been peace instead of war, but they refused to call it off for that exact same reason. The arms industry. That's really what it's all about. It's all about money. So, yeah, I mean, I guess Americans need to get past that, but we all do, you know. It's not naturally part of the human mindset. This is why I couldn't, you know, I can't blame ordinary people for this. Ordinary people really don't want this. It's something that politicians do. And a lot of people enjoy guns, right? Now, you'll know in the UK that we're not allowed anything much more than a pop gun in UK. And I've got one, and I have target practice. I'll shoot this can sometime tomorrow when it's empty. I just, you know, I enjoy aiming and everything, getting it right. I find it quite rewarding. But I hate the idea of like shooting animals or killing people. And you know what I mean? There's some people, not that many of them, but if they've got a gun, they will just like love shooting a squirrel or something like that because they'll get some kind of perverted kick out of doing it. And it's that mindset, you know. A small percentage of people have that mindset, and an even smaller percentage of people get to the top of the arms industry and they make these wars happen. So I think there have been many, many wars because of that, Lisa. I really do. Wow, off at a tangent there, really on one there, but hey, there we go. Hello, Ron, Unconditional Love. I think yeah, Sharon, I have just read on Martin 958, actually. I did that a couple of minutes ago. What did I? Yeah, I'm sure I did. I'm going to scroll up and find that question, but I'm sure I just spent about 10 minutes on that. Yeah, the stuff about the Pacific Rim, Martin. Yeah, no, the stuff about... Oh God, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I can't remember, my friend, right? And if you can't actually hear it, I'm sorry. But if you watch the playback, you will actually see my answer to that question, Martin. I just cannot... Yeah, right, yeah, I did read from it. I thought I did. Okay. Right, Elizabeth Hayes, can I have a card, please, for the week? Okie dokie. Okie dokie, what we got? Knight of Pentacles, right, good energy, things coming together, and the astrology of the week ahead of us is very much about things coming together. Too much root beer for me, that's what's coming together. But look, this guy is kind of over-prepared. He's ready for anything, but he's over-prepared. He's even using like a saucepan or something as a hat there. But he is proudly holding up the pentacle. You might have to protect what's yours, Elizabeth. That's all I can say. But it's a very positive week, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is not the most senior of energies, but it's a very high card up in the Pentacles. And the Pentacles are all about things coming together. Earth, air, fire, and water coming together with divine guidance to make it happen as well. All right, so be saying your prayers and be prepared. But it's going to be a good week. It's just a question of making the most of it, Elizabeth. But I know you will. Oh, I know you will. Right. Okay. Garth, yes, I do when I'm doing a spread. I don't tend to when I'm holding the deck in my hand because, you know, I can just be playing with the deck while I'm at it and it just sort of complicates things. But yeah, I do read reversals. Yeah, I think it's quite important, actually. Really think it's important to do that because they sometimes come out upside down, and they do that for a reason. They really do. But Any of you who are either readers already or are learning to read will realize that you come to an arrangement with your guides. It's more that they come to an arrangement with you, actually. But there are several things like that with me. For example, when I'm working on screen, with a pendulum, a circle is yes, a back and forth is no. When I'm working in real life in the room with a pendulum, then a clockwise circle is different to an anti-clockwise circle. But some people's devices and some people's screens see this video flipped, and therefore, it might come out clockwise and look anti-clockwise. So instead, we have this arrangement where it's a circle for yes and a back and forth for no, and that's kind of how it works. That's how it works. But yeah, I do read reversals, and sometimes they come up that way in my spreads, and I do a few uploads every week of tarot spreads, including Freaky Friday. So look out for that one. That's always fun. And there'll be another one next Friday. Vivian kindly asks, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you do that, guys. Both of those things help me a hell of a lot and really help the channel out so much. Much appreciated, you guys who've subscribed already. And yeah, please do hit the thumbs up. It makes all the difference. It really does. And Lisa is back to work in the kitchen for a bit. Be listening in. This is what happens when you do a Sunday show, see? This is what happens when you do a Sunday show. Okay. Right, yeah, just scrolling, looking for stuff. Let's do Diddy Kong. I can't find it now. I saw it a second ago. Diddy Kong. When she go travel to see me, can I know the time frame? Right, well, spirit guides are notoriously difficult on time, okay, because they live in a realm where there is no time. And they also know that things are going to work out for you, and it doesn't really matter when, because when this happens, you're going to be a happy bunny, Diddy Kong. That's what's going to happen. Right, what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to use the tarot cards and just pick up the numbers off the tarot cards. So first I'm going to ask for a month. Just have a quick shuffle here and ask for a number of a month on the card. Cut the deck. King. What's that? 10. Page, Knight, Queen, King. 14. There aren't 14 months in a year, right? I told you they were cagey about time, didn't I? Okay. Which month? Right, it's going to be a December. It's going to be a December, right? And, oh, Ace. Right, okay. Ace of Pentacles too, good card. So it's going to be the 1st of December. What year? I don't know, but I feel it's quite close. I feel it's quite imminent. So I think you might be surprised and find that actually happens around the beginning of this December. The card numerology is telling me 1st of December, basically. That's how it's going. So good luck with that, Diddy Kong. Right, but so I have a dear friend who moved right to the other side of the world and had no plans to come back, and I thought I might never see her again in the flesh. And she's actually flying home right now, and I'll be meeting up with her on Wednesday. Actually, we're going to go and take a service together in the Spiritualist Church in Barmouth. Speaking of which, right, after this show, there won't be another live until next Friday, because on Wednesday I won't be physically here to do the show. I'll be actually up in North Wales in Barmouth. But believe me, it'll be energizing and invigorating, and I will come back a wholly new Twig Brother, and you'll be like amazed, I hope. Even more amazed than you might be at the moment. Gartha, could it be 14 months from now? I honestly don't think so, my friend. I asked, that was what I asked them for, was a number of a month. But I went in again and I got what I got. So yeah, I reckon that's okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm really pleased about that. I really am, Kat, and thanks for that. Yeah, so much to do, so much going on. Right. Now, here's another quick plug. Wow, the show moves really quickly. Time flies. I enjoy these shows, and time flies when you're enjoying yourself. And here we are with like sort of 20 minutes or so left to go already. And Vivian points out, if you would like a great reading, and I do great readings, I'm confident of that, email me at 35and83@gmail.com and you will get my full attention. I'm a kind of blustering, crazy English guy when I do these shows because I'm reading for lots of people at once and I like to keep the pace going. But if you book a private reading, there's two ways of doing it. It'll either be you and me face to face on Zoom for either 30 minutes or an hour, and you will get my complete undivided attention, and I'll meditate specially just for you before I do it. Also, I can do an email reading or a voicemail reading through Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and then I pull cards and I just send you voicemails, and you're free to ask questions. Those are a fair bit cheaper, actually. But in any case, drop me an email, 35and83@gmail.com, if you'd like a reading, or if you would like a star chart, a birth chart, or a natal chart. All the same thing, 3 different names for them. And then you would get a picture. It's called a chart wheel, picture of the heavens, really, divided up into a wheel with the different houses of astrology marked on it. And you can see where each planet is, what house it's in, what other planets are in that house. And I'll give you a very long, detailed explanation of every single planetary alignment and the asteroids. It goes much, much deeper than any free birth chart. You can get a free birth chart if you want one. Any of the big astrological websites will do you a free birth chart, actually, if you just email them your details. But if you'd like to go deep, 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 drop me an email and we'll fix something up. Water, filtered water, that is so much better than root beer. That's an interesting point. I learned about this when I worked in a crystal shop. Absolutely right. Linda Bishop, blue opal is about the size of a tennis ball. Opals can be very, very big, and it surprised me. But the bigger they are, the less money they tend to cost. Because I met this guy who'd worked in an opal mine, and he said when you try and cut through opal, sometimes the whole thing just goes, psh, turns to powder. So it's really rare to be able to get a small piece of opal. And that's why small pieces are more expensive than big pieces. This is how it goes. Right. Okay. I saw someone asking for a card, and I didn't do one yet. Oh, no, it isn't Jackie. Hey, no, it isn't. No. Good guess, though. Not a million miles wrong by any means. Right. Daisy D would like to have a card. Yes, you most certainly can have a card, Daisy. And I'm going to break out the Oracle decks at this point. Okay. And after I've done yours, I'm going to do one for a friend of the channel, Philip Corrigan, who has been in hospital a lot lately. And I know he watches the uploads, and I know he watches the 60-second tarot every day. And he's a great supporter of the channel. So, Philip, your card will be next. But first of all, Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light. Wonderful deck, this. And we're going to have a quick shuffle and pull a card for Daisy D and see what we get. Kononos, Life Force. Wow, okay. I'm just going to read what it says. It says at the bottom, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. I always laugh when I draw this one for me because I'm not in a relationship and I'm not really bothered about that kind of thing at my time of life. But, it's sensuality as well. They've called it sexual because it's a card and it kind of gives it a bit more pizzazz, But, sensual power, much increased, Daisy. It's a great time for you around sensual powers, and that means kind of being at one with your environment as much as anything and sensing the good things that are around you. Could be good music, could be beautiful things to look at, but when Kononos comes in, it is all about the life force within you mingling with the life force of the planet and all the wonders of nature which surround us. Even in a big city, we're surrounded by the wonders of nature. It's just that they're all kind of plastered over and stuck behind concrete or sheetrock walls or something. But you can tune in, you know, so do that, Daisy. I've said this a few times in recent videos. Listen to the silence behind the noise, because there always is behind all the traffic noise. That is superimposed over real natural, supernatural silence. And the supernatural properties of Mother Earth are there with you, even in a big city, because under that concrete somewhere is the natural earth, and you do belong there. You know, okay, there's subway trains and everything down there, but those subway trains are running in tunnels in the earth, and you are on the natural earth. World leaders would like us to forget this so that we wouldn't depend on Mother Nature so much, and we would depend more on world leaders. But no, tune into that nature, Daisy, because it is all around you. Okay, and because I would say over the next 7 days or so, particularly that card would apply. Your own sensual ability to sense things is heightened so much, then it's going to be a good time for your senses to interface with everything positive that's coming from Mother Earth at the moment. And Mother Earth is not, you know, having a good time of it at the moment, and we are seeing natural disasters and stuff happening for sure. You know, we've had the big forest fires for one thing, and that's just one example, and it's a big enough example, but it is only one example. But Mother Earth is still a gentle, loving force, and if you tune into her, she'll be good to you. You know, she'll be good to you, Daisy. All right. Now, at this point, I'm going to do another card, and this is for Mr. Philip Corrigan, who I hope is watching the upload if he's not able to watch this one. And it's the Miriam Sacred Vision for you, Philip, with lots of love and blessings from all of us, hoping that you recover loads and come out of hospital a lot better than you went in. It says here, choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. And Philip, this is interesting. Choose to forgive in order to heal. I think you're a very forgiving sort of person. I don't think it's about other people, but just kind of try and be at peace with yourself. You know, our bodies can frustrate us. They really can. You know, but just kind of try and just be at peace with everything being the way it is, because the more we kind of try and fight, although it's very much the British way, I know, have that stiff upper lip thing and fight. Sometimes it's good to just let the body go calm and just like let the doctors and the medicine and quite frankly your own internal healing ability just work on the problem. I hope that helps you, my friend. But yeah, sacred vision, that's what it's all about. So, you know, spend some time in meditation and drift off, float off to the higher realms and, you know, see what comes to you. Because I'm sure your guides are never far away. And the ascended masters who we see represented in Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light are never far either. You know, they're not physically limited. They're not kind of stuck in a situation where they can only work with one person at a time. Nothing selfish about calling on them for help. So I hope that helps you, Philip. I just say I very rarely read for anyone who's not actually on the chat at the time. But sometimes people email in questions and I'll do them. And I just wanted to do that for Philip because I reckon he'd be here if he could. So anyway, you know, love and light and blessings to you, Philip, and get well soon, my friend. Yeah. And Lisa is lighting candles of healing green for our friend Philip Corrigan. Excellent. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Erin says he's missed. Yeah, he is. You know, but wow, he's here in spirit. He's always sending good vibes, you know. And if you look in the comments under my videos, he nearly always drops a comment in there. You know, so he's definitely with us in spirit. Really is. Okay. Catmate is back. Right. Okay. Hey, what is my oldest daughter here to teach me? Let us find out. With more oracle cards. Let's see what we get for hey. Right. I'm going to give this deck a good shuffle. This one hasn't been out of the box for days, actually. Well, not since the last video on Friday, actually. I work with many decks every day, but I just don't happen to have used this one for the last couple of days. So we'll give it a good shuffle, get the energy flowing in it. I'll pull you a card on that, hey, and we will see. Okay. Right. Yeah, this sort of seems to make great sense. You'll have to be the judge of this, hey, but I think this adds up. Okay, I'll show you the picture first, and I'm going to turn it round and read it because I can't make out the words in the screen on this one. It says, unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So it's all about releasing, and it's releasing, see, soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. They are something we can free ourselves from. And there's nothing like youngsters, children in our lives to actually enable us to do that, because they're so much more forward looking. They are so much more focused on the future. I mean, me at my age, I'm thinking like in 40 years time, I probably won't be here. But my daughter in 40 years time will be in mid-career, you know. So she's got a much, she's got more invested in the future, you know. She's more keen to see the future as a positive thing. And so, yeah, you know, if you look at this, it's very hard. These don't come out well on the screen, actually. But yeah, this lady here and this lady here are like tied down to the ground. It's as if they're like a buoy in the sea floating on the end of a rope, you know. But this character has totally let go and is floating free, you know. And this is what kids do for us. And that is what your eldest daughter is here to teach you. I feel she's here to teach you other things as well. I think what we've got there is the main thing that she's here to teach you. Thanks for that question. She's your stubborn one. Yeah, I can imagine. She's your stubborn one. Good luck with that, okay? But try and be adaptable, because as Holly says, the children bring us hope. They really do. They really do. Okay. Ernie James is with us. Hello, Ernie. Thanks for coming in. I've just noticed as well, actually. Hey is saying she feels so nervous right now, but don't worry, hey, it's all healing, you know. It's all part of the healing journey. So, Ernie, yes, thank you for your question, my friend. Right, your grandma visits your sleep. Well, I'm going to read on this now. Okay, I'm definitely going to read on this for you now, Ernie. But I want to say to you that when she visits you in her sleep, if you're aware of her visiting, talk to her, ask her questions. Sometimes they don't answer us with words, but if she can't, she'll show you something, you know, and it might not make sense. It might just seem like a wacky dream, Ernie, but write your dreams down. Okay, and this goes for everyone. It's really good to write your dreams down, because it is amazing how much of a dream gets lost within a few minutes of us waking up. We've got it for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then the thing sort of fades. And the really big dreams we can sometimes remember years later. Absolutely. But we tend to dream every night, and we don't remember most of them at all. So if you wake up and you remember a dream, and you remember something about your grandma, and you must be aware of this if you know she's visiting you in your sleep, which she is, write it down. It might not make sense there and then, but if you write it down every day, you'll start to see a thread to it. Now, she makes me aware, Ernie, that you're being pulled in 2 directions. You don't really know which direction to go in. Don't feel you've got to go in any direction, okay? That's what's coming to me as I tune into your grandma's vibration. Don't feel you've got to go in any direction, okay? Just go with what you know, all right? being pulled in two directions like that, it's a bit like someone's put a blindfold on you, and it's just not fair of other people to try and do that. All right, you go with what you know, Ernie. You're strong enough to do that. She tells me you, I don't know if stubborn's the word, but as a child, you knew what you wanted, basically, and you tended to stick to your guns. So bring that out of yourself again, Ernie. Stick to your guns. Okay. The only thing to consult is your own higher self and your own feelings and beliefs about the situation. Hope that helps, and I'm sure she sends you love, because they always, always do. That's why they're still around us, The spirit beings step back into the shadows, because it's our life now and we've got to make the most of it. But then, they step forward when we really need them, and they're always, always sending the love. They really are. Okay. Thanks for your question, Ernie, and thanks for being with us. Okay. Erin asks, I'm 38. What's the age range of my life mate? Or whatever you feel like. Okay. It's very nice of you to be so open. I'll try and get that one. Okay. I'll try and get that one. Yeah, it's a younger man. Yeah, my guide has said that so many times I can't ignore it. 3 or 4 times my guide said it's a younger man. Okay. More than 5 years younger than you. All right. Now that it can be tricky, but it really doesn't need to be. It's only social expectations that make that difficult. If you love someone, you love them. That's simple. Okay. I actually feel this person is about 31 now, so we're actually looking at 7-year age difference, but no, that's no bad thing. I've had girlfriends that were older than me, more older than me than that, and it's wonderful, not a problem. Okay. In terms of whatever you feel like, I think I'm going to pull you a card as well, Erin. Okay. Let's get the tarot out here. Now, guys, we're getting towards the end of the show now, so do get your questions in. If you've been asking and I've missed it, type it in again. If you haven't asked yet, but you want to ask, go ahead and ask. Okay. For example, Andrea Galvin, I will come to you shortly. But Erin, excuse me. Erin, a card for you after a drink for me. Okay. Right. Knight of Swords. Now, the swords are the element of air. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the signs that we associated with that card. So if you're thinking relationship-wise, it's going to be an air sign. Okay. Now, the Knight of Swords is really ready to help, is ready to be swiftly act to make things happen in your life. You've got to ask, though, and you've got to kind of make up your mind. There's always some mental questions going on with any of the sword cards, and particularly the Knight of Swords. You can see he's a unicorn. He's an actual unicorn, and he's holding his sword up to cut through any crap. But look, it's a very bendy, wavy kind of a sword. And sometimes to come to the right decision, you've got to be flexible like that. Okay, so try and make your mind up and just go for it. And as you make your mind up, go for what you want. Okay, might as well put all that energy into making what you want actually happen as much as anything else. Right. Andrea Galvin, I'm concerned about what is happening to children. How do we help prepare them for a very different world? Really tricky, Andrea. Actually, I had a conversation with my own daughter about this very thing yesterday. She found it very hard. It's very hard to get a job round here. I mean, it's the case all over the world. But in this little area of West Wales, there's hardly any business going on. There's hardly any jobs. And she managed to land a job, which is really good news. I was delighted. And we were talking about artificial intelligence. Now, Elon Musk is about to start selling robots. Now, he's he's made a lot of false promises in the past, and I don't know how powerful or useful any of these robots are going to be. But artificial intelligence is taking over, and what should happen in the future is that robots are doing all the work and we're somehow living off that. But God, you never know how it's going to work out. In my school days in the early 70s, the teachers were telling us that there would be a lot more leisure in the future, and how are we going to deal with it? What's actually happened is there are a lot more people who don't do any work, and the rest of us have to work like 20 times as hard. And that's how the leisure's worked out. Not nice, not easy, but it's going to be better times than we're in now, Andrea. All right, because at the moment, we've got people in government who grew up at times when there was kind of a bit more money around. In some ways, times of plenty. Not always, but things were more plentiful than they are now. So we've got people in government who think we ought to be able to manage with less. Kids growing up now are going to be in charge in 20 years' time, and they're going to have the opposite view. So the pendulum is going to swing. And I think faith in something is really important, you know, as a tool for any kid or anybody growing up. All of us, even that we're grown up here now, you need to have faith. Faith is the only thing that is really going to give you something to want to keep getting up for and keep being up and at them. I shouldn't recommend joining the armed forces after everything I've said about the arms industry, but I was in the Air Force straight out of school, and it just taught me you just keep going. So try and teach them to just keep going, Andrea. That's the best you can hope for, my friend. Okay, but I do think it's going to be a better world going forward. I seriously do. Cat Mama, what do I need to know today? That's a good question. 3 of Pentacles. All right. Now, this card pretty much says your ship is coming in and who knows what's on it. Draw good things towards you, Cat Mama. Get your manifesting head on and like reach out for what you want spiritually and mentally. Reach out for what you want, because there are good things coming to you. Don't let them pass you by. Okay. Short and sweet, but I'm sure it's for real. Okay. Right. Yes, I will. Lisa tells me to hydrate. Good idea. Okay. Erin says, I go with the flow in this river of life as long as we're both adults. Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah, that is what you need. Okay, guys. Well, I think we're pretty much going to draw things to a close just about now. Can't see any more questions popping up. This is worth looking at, though. I believe a lot of us, says Lisa, will be working on a smaller scale, working on our own skills, crafts at a more local level. That's one idea I have about the future. I think there's probably a lot in that, Lisa. Now, for example, at the moment, if you can get a disability statement, you get a much more generous rate of benefit. That isn't all compassion from the governments of this world. That is partly that they're doing lots of things to sort of make it convenient and okay not to have a job. It's, for example, that is the case for me, actually. I'm disabled, and it allows me to spend time doing YouTube, doing this, which I love, having that spiritual connection. And I'm sure, actually, yeah, as time progresses and AI takes over, we will have more spiritual inner lives, but we're going to have to really focus on the strength of our own spiritual connections and keep working at that, because this isn't just a fear. This is going to happen 100% for sure. I've seen the beginnings of it. Whenever I upload a video, there's a box and I have to uncheck it. So I always uncheck it, saying that I don't want people to copy parts of my videos to use in their videos. I always uncheck it, but it's like you have to opt out. If you don't know about that checkbox, your stuff is automatically available to anyone who knows absolutely nothing about the subject to copy bits of your video and use it in their videos. And this is all leading to a time when YouTube psychics, online internet psychics, mediums, all of us light workers online are going to be some kind of hologram which is made up of all the knowledge that the internet has gained, that YouTube has recorded from all the videos that all the real people are putting out at the moment. That is going to happen, friends. That is going to happen. Don't mean to scare anyone, but at least it'll all be coming from genuine stuff, you know? Okay. Right. Elizabeth Hayes, will I hear from David again? Yes, you will, and I'm moving along swiftly because we're pretty close to the end of the show at this point, friends. Joyce says, how can I best be of service to others? Stand up for what you believe in, all right? There are people around you, Joyce, who will try to get not just you, but the other people around them to dance to their tune. Show them, okay? Show them that, you know, they've got to actually be aware of other people's concerns, of other people's interests. Stand up for yourself. That's what's come to me psychically. I haven't done a card there, I know, but I'm moving along swiftly at this moment. So yeah, to best be of service to others is to really be your best self. And to be your best self, you've got to be in line with your mission. We are all born with a mission that we sign up to before we come to this earth. Some call it the soul contract. And that's exactly what it is. And your mission in life, you come here with it, and it controls a lot of what you want in life, what you desire. And the things that seem to be beyond your wildest dreams, those are the things to go for. Okay, so really be yourself. That's the best way to be of service to others. That way you birth more truth into the world. You birth more goodness into the world that way. So that's the best way, Joyce. Wonderful question to ask, actually. I'm sure you're in a good place. And if you're wondering about a spiritual direction, Joyce, move towards being a healer, my friend. I feel that very, very strongly. There are different ways of being a healer, but you do have a gift for it, Joyce. I'm sure about that. Okay. And with that, Lisa says, happy new moon Monday, everyone. Take advantage of the benefits of the coming new moon. Yeah, check out my video on 4 Astro Truth, all about that. Happy Labor Day, everyone. It's going to be a great week this week, actually. It's looking really positive. So with that, friends, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being here. I won't be here next Wednesday, okay, at the usual time, because I'll be up in North Wales conducting a service with a friend of mine, and also with Kasana Chance, actually, who's coming up as well. So it's great. I won't be all alone in the car for all that time. Wonderful. But I will be back here Friday, 11 p.m. UK time. That is to say 5 p.m. Central USA time. So be there or be square. Hey, how's about that one? Have a fantastic time ahead, friends. Be good to each other. Love to you, light to you, blessings, and of course, peace to all.